Hello, my friends. Today's April the 26th, and this is a reading for you if this is your birth date. This is a four-card pull to cover the year to follow. It's a general energy card, a challenge card, an action you can take to stay balanced card, and an outcome card. This is a reading that is approximately 7 to 10 minutes, so bear with me. I do readings. Contact me if you would like to have a reading, very affordable. Blessed be. This is the general energy card for the year. April the 26th, folks, the seed. And the seed says, well, what are you planting? What are you planting? What are you planting that hopes to have growth? What are you planting that you hope to sprout into some kind of thing, product, element, energy, relationship that builds for the future, that grows into its truth, that becomes authentic and has a good harvest of productivity, of becoming, of essence in itself. So the seed is also that sense that remember that oftentimes I think of a pearl. The pearl is a seed. The pearl, and it starts with an irritation. It starts with something that gets under the skin of the oyster and creates an irritation. And then the oyster starts to put the nacres, the layers of opalescent essence around it to protect it and to grow from it and to create this energy of beauty that becomes, almost worshipped as a creation, as a being, as a pearlescent orb of love. So there's another seed. It's a seed that remember that even in the pain of growth and undergoing difficult things, that oftentimes those things that are irritants become the beauty that is us, become the gift that is us, become the talent that is us, becomes the understanding that is us, that we have learned to go beyond the pain and rise above it and make something beautiful from it. So the seed has a lot of value, and teaching this year for you. Are you watering it enough? Are you giving it enough food? Are you paying enough attention to it? Have you planted it and left it alone? And I think that's where your general challenge comes from. Page of Swords, pages that young energy inside of us that's just attracted to a whole bunch of different things that spark us. And Page of Swords is about the mind. So we are interested in studying a lot of different energies and studying a lot of different essences. You are interested in looking at different elements and finding different understandings and following different paths of understanding. You haven't settled on one yet. And your challenge, I think, is to understand that maybe what you're being shown is saying, I need to have some kind of decision now. I need a seed to be planted. What do you really want to grow? And your challenge is to recognize what you want to grow. Your challenge is to recognize what you want to do, really, what you want to study, how you want to become it. If the things that are in front of you are the right things for you to even study, that might be the challenge as well. So how do you make a decision now when you can't make a decision? You're challenged to make some kind of decision and go forward studying something that really has some meaning to you, and not just study anything and everything that comes in front of you, because you could just be, a studier all your life and never really produce anything. But there's some part of you, I think, that wants to plant a seed that has a production, that has, a good outcome, that has something that you can keep nurturing and deepening and learning how to become the master of, learning how to become the teacher of, learning how to become the guru of, in essence. But you haven't found that yet. So what is your action to take? Well, Crow is the action to take. And Crow talks about I love Crow because it talks about the spiritual laws versus human laws. Human laws are often built for the largest number of people to get along, but they're often not necessarily fair and just and equal and distributed evenly and given the right path. And are they, even in line with what is what is coming to the forefront in the way of science, in the way of understandings, in the way of teachings. So that's human law. Now, spiritual law is a different law. It's what we think and feel called to do for our highest ethics, for our highest morals, for our highest connections to humanity, and to I think spiritual law says we need to bring fairness into things. We need to bring justice into things. We need to bring equality into things. We need to treat each being as integral to the solution, integral to the essence, integral to the creation of life in its most balanced ways. So this is the Crow is about law, and Crow cause the law. Crow calls out the law. So this might be about calling out truth to what is in front of you, calling out truth to what stands in your way, calling out truth to what you really want to study, calling yourself to be truthful in yourself and say, well, that could get me somewhere, but it doesn't really get me anywhere. It's not really speaking to my highest wisdom, my greatest understandings, my deepest teachings that I want to know in the world. So I think on some level, it's calling for you to become more of a mystic teacher, a mystic philosopher, a mystic follower that blends both science with facts and with also emotions and understandings and deeper awarenesses of both intuition and analysis. And that for someone who's in their mind, as the Page of Swords often is, that might be a harder thing for you to do. But it's also the calling. It says, what do you really want to plant? What do you really want to plant? What do you really want to give to the world? What do you want to give to yourself? What do you want to help to grow? And I think this is ultimately leading to you to join with others of like-minded energies who want to magnify energy and create something bigger and more dynamic than you could do alone. And I think this year is one of saying, I'm going to open to see what is around and who is around and what are the belief systems being presented to me and what are the philosophies that are really touching me and what are the essences of spirit that are talking to me deeply within myself about what I believe or what I want to go after in the highest realm, for the holiest understandings, for the deepest connections to humanity. And who do I want to join with and magnify that energy and build something that is exponentially bigger than I could ever be. So I think this is about the seed wants to be planted for you to not feel alone, for you to not feel segmented, for you to join with others who have a like-minded pursuit, and the pursuit I think has to be about a spiritual law versus the human law, which is more imbalanced than the spiritual law. You want to live more closer to your integrity, live more closer to your ethics and your morals, live more closer to your essence of communion. Communion. And the last card is a card of communion with like-minded people so that you can actually have an energy that grows into something vibrant and magical and transformative for both yourself and for humanity. So blessed be to this year of reconnection and reestablishment of path and planting of seeds that you need to caretake and water and help to grow because they reflect your soul and not just your ego. Does that make sense? I hope so. Blessed be.